Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for liking and subscribing my channel. My name is Lydia and I have reversed Parkinson's disorder and I'm here to tell you how. I'm writing a book on it. It's not quite ready, and when it is, I will be sure to let you all know. In the meantime, I want to use this YouTube channel to get right on what I've done, which is a whole variety of many things between medication, vitamin, and natural supplements. Also daily practices and routines like yoga and meditation. And I look forward to getting back to you on all of the topics. I'm going to write the list and I'll be able to share that with you, but each few days or a week I'll be able to go over the different items on an actual YouTube video for further detail. I didn't know which one I should start with, and I decided I should go with the one that I think was most effective and most important in my reversal of the Parkinson-like condition. Technically, chronic polysystemic candidiasis, or a yeast infection, also oral thrush. They're all about the same thing. And what this is your body is getting too much sugar through diet, and it's causing a natural candida parasitic fungi in our body to become overpopulated and make no room for the good bacteria that should be in our gut flora. You've probably heard recently about the gut-brain axis. They're saying that Parkinson's could stem from problems in the gut, and then they get all scientific and technical and no one really knows what the heck they're talking about. But in my experience, when I was very young, I learned about tackling yeast in the body by using probiotics, acidophilus and such. And so I learned from a young age about this. And it makes a lot of sense because I heard that when candida, yeast, fungus is overwhelming the body, it starts to spread through all of your tissues and coat all of your organs with like a white film, or what they possibly want to call a plaque. In this case, with the Parkinson condition, the dopamine hormone cannot get from the brain to the body through the nervous system. And the dopamine is very important in our body because it controls so many things, from mood to memory to movement. It's interesting those all start with M. But yes, it also controls sleep, pleasure, feelings of pleasure, and when it's not functioning right, the body's not getting the signal it needs to operate correctly. So tackling the yeast in your body is the most important step. People don't think they have it. They don't know. But one indication, if you have a very high amount of yeast bacteria overwhelming your body, is you will have a coat of white on your tongue. That is just the tip of the iceberg, though. Seeing that on your tongue is like seeing what's above the water. Underwater, there's a much, much larger situation going on. The body's overwhelmed, and the good bacteria for us needs to be stronger in our system than the bad bacteria, also called candida. So what you want to do is break that down and allow the positive flora or microorganisms or bacteria in our bodies to colonize and completely coat the intestinal walls of the digestive system. Something called flucosanol. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it's Fluconazole. That's an antifungal. I think it's pretty hard on the body, but it does help eradicate the fungus. And they used to prescribe something called nystatin, Nystatin. I'm not sure if they still prescribe that these days, but I did come across it in my research. And I would prefer to go the route of the natural approach to ridding the body of the extra candida. So, the natural way is to use pre and probiotics. Maybe you heard of Acidophilus, bifidus. Those are good bacteria we want to colonize our intestines and not have room for the bad bacteria. The pathogenic parasitic fungi that takes over our body and creates a white film over everything, including our brain. And furthermore, when the candida microbes take over the intestines and the body, they start feeding on the sugars that we consume. And then their toxic waste product from eating the sugar in our body produces a neurotoxin which targets the dopamine production in the brain and kills those cells. It also probably coats the brain and with that white film, so what dopamine production is still working is having a hard time passing from the brain through the blood-brain barrier to the rest of our body and our nervous system. So, important, we need to eat no sugar. We need to cut sugar out completely, not just a little bit, completely. Unfortunately, when you quit the sugar and it starves the little fungi, microbes, the candida, they want more and they get mad and they make you want to eat more sugar because they've eaten all the sugar and your body needs some sugar. So it's a vicious cycle. At first you need to starve them out and you may crave sugar even more, but don't go for it. Resist. Sugar's in all kinds of forms in our food that we don't realize. It's in carbohydrates. We do need some carbohydrates, so you can't quit all carbohydrates, but you could choose healthier ways of eating and limit the carbohydrates, eliminate the sugar, and check your labels. Like even tomato sauce can have a large amount of sugar in it. So, eradicate sugar, take probiotics, take prebiotics, and there are also foods and herbs that you can eat that help kill off the candida. Such things are oregano. I like to take oil of oregano capsules, and the probiotics. Those are two things that are easy to get in capsule form. Then there's other things that are not so familiar sounding, like berberine, artemisia, barberry root, caprylic acid. Then we've got garlic, ginger, olive oil, cinnamon, cloves, lemon, black walnuts. Also, yogurt. But don't get the yogurt that has sugar in it. It has to be the plain yogurt. And it has a very small amount of probiotic activity. So you would need a lot of yogurt. Also, fermented things like sauerkraut help kill candida and provide you with good bacteria. Also, with candida being a parasitic pathogen, you need to take an anti-parasite medication. I'm going to go into anti-parasite purge in my next video, but this one I'm going to talk a little bit more about combating the yeast fungus bacteria in your body. Having too much candida in the body can cause all kinds of things aside from Parkinson's. It causes a lot of skin disorders. For example, apparently the fungi eats the pigment from your skin, and so you can't get tan anymore. That's crazy. Another thing it does is leaves brown spots on your skin. Another thing it does is rosacea, psoriasis, eczema, acne. All those skin disorders, take a look at your candida level in your body. Unfortunately, it also causes celiac disease, leaky gut syndrome, irritable bowel disease, autoimmune disorder. Wow, I can't think of all the things. It just causes so much havoc on our bodies. It's very important to get your candida under control. You might not think you have this pathogenic parasitic fungi growing inside of you, but with the type of diet the Western societies have these days, it's undoubtable that your candida may be a little bit high, if not extremely high, and take precaution against it now before you have problems caused by it. Or if you have any of those problems I just mentioned, you might want to look into this as well. It's hard to choose a pre and probiotic to purchase. I usually go with one on Amazon that gets good ratings and is affordable. But what you want to look for is a multi-strain version of the probiotics. And also, besides strains, you want some sub-strains in there as well. And rated number 1 was Stone Age Health Dynamic Biotics. I will put in the notes below which probiotic I recommend for you that worked well for me. I'll also put top quality one that might be more expensive. And I usually go for something with a good rating at a lower price range. Another cause of the bad bacteria taking over the good bacteria in the body is when you take antibiotics. It's very important after your antibiotics are complete that you take probiotics to replace the good bacteria you need in your gut. I want to give credit to Miss Lydia Epp for this information. Some of it I found in general on the internet, but this book that helped me a lot is called Candida and Parkinson's Disease by Lydia Epp. Very cool that she has the same name that I do. She's a molecular biologist who lived in Virginia. I'm not sure her whereabouts today, but this book, Candida and Parkinson's Disease, was an essential part of my research. Thanks again for giving me the time of day and checking out my YouTube channel. Please share this with people who will benefit from hearing what I have to say. And if there's anything I forgot to say, I will make sure and include it in the book that will be ready to produce shortly.